Hey everyone, my name is Vito, you're watching Tried and True Hobbies, welcome back, and today I wanted to try something new. While the vast majority of this video is going to be a tutorial, I've created a bit of a narrative at the end of the video, so do make sure to stick around and let me know what you think, as it might change the course of this channel. Now, speaking of narrative, I've always been a fan of a really good story, and having a strong narrative can draw the viewer or the audience into that story. When it comes to most hero stories, there's generally a tragedy that befalls the protagonist. This allows us to sympathize with the character as we experience their journey. And one of those stories that I really like is how Bruce Wayne became the Batman. It's the classic tale of Thomas and Martha Wayne being gunned down in an alleyway as a young Bruce Wayne can do nothing but watch. It's a striking story that I think even the uninitiated who are into superheroes or comic books are familiar with. And it's probably because it's been overdone like a lot.
This is a stick-up. Give me your purse, lady.
Keep your hands off my wife.
He's got him!
Dark, I know, but bear with me. I've had this MDF terrain kit for almost 5 years now, and it's been collecting dust, so I figured, why not turn it into the movie theater where the Waynes were gunned down? To prep the terrain piece, I started by wiping it down with a damp rag, as I've heard that some of these kits can have leftover residue from the laser cutting process. Now, for the assembly part, I've heard that using PVA glue is the best choice, while others say it's wood glue. And seeing as how I'm constantly in a rush, I decided to take my chances with super glue. Thankfully, it worked perfectly. Once the terrain was fully assembled, I gave it a prime with black paint and began my base coat with a burnt red. Now, in hindsight, I could have used a rattle can spray paint, but I wanted the brick to have an uneven coverage, as I'm trying to simulate the irregularities of real brickwork. For midtone, I decided to use Evil Sun's Scarlet. Once again, in a irregular pattern, just really having fun with the process, and then finally coming in with a Wild Rider Red as my highlight, and just picking up a few areas. I also created a transition on the front of the theater, as I figured the front facade would be more posh than the overall building. With a dark brown, I once again wanted to create the irregular tones of brick, so I randomly selected bricks and gave them a quick coat. The front of the sign was picked out with an ivory color, and to create a weathered appearance, I used dark yellow wash concentrated in the crevices. Crevices, definitely the crevices. Coming back to the front facade, I combined ivory and a yellow ochre type color to come up with a cream, and use that as my accent color. Now, I wanted to test how metallics would look on MDF. So coming in with a gold, I picked out decorative pieces such as the billboard and sign posters. To add some variation, I painted the door frame silver and the doors themselves in a gunmetal. For contrast, I painted the stairs with a dark green and added jade as my highlight. Pretty simple, but for terrain, I think it looks pretty decent. Now, with all the base coats on the terrain, it's time to really give this thing some character. So I'm going to be coming in with some oil washes. If you'd like to see a complete breakdown process of how I do oil weathering, do make sure to click the link in the upper right-hand corner.
That's you. Drop some water. And you're on top of the mountain. A success. But one day you start sliding down the mountain, and you think, wait a minute, I'm a mountaintop water drop. I don't belong in this valley, this river, this low dark ocean. Then you understand that at your lowest that you're closest to God.
With the terrain piece fully painted, it's time to add the cherry on top. I started by sealing the whole building with a clear matte coat, and while it was drying, I printed off some movie posters that Bruce and his family might have went to go see. Some source material says it was the Mark of Zorro, while others say it was Excalibur. I also added a Batman animated series reference in there as well. So let me know in the comments if you spotted it. And that's it. I'm pretty happy with how the piece came out overall, and much like Batman, it has a lot of character to it, and hopefully if you're a Batman fan or not, you think so too. And with that, there's just one more thing left to do.
I'm telling you, Commish, he ain't showing. He'll be here. Speak of the devil. Has he called yet? What? What's the matter with you? Can't you use a door like normal people? No. He just left his phone with a note asking for you, and for you only. That makes sense. Freaks are attracted to each other in this city.
That's enough, Bullock. Do we know where the hostages are?
I've got all of GCPD looking, Batman. If he has them, we'll find them. This is Commissioner Gordon speaking. Right. It's him. He wants to talk to you.
Oh, come on now, Batsy. I can hear you brooding in that cowl of yours.
Where are the hostages, Joker?
If I were to tell you that, then where would be all the fun? But I suppose you can have a few of them. Go to Ace Chemicals if you want to see the poor darlings alive. But if you want the boy wonder, meet me where it all began for you, Bruce.
Joker has them at Ace Chemicals. Have all units converge there. I'm going after the clown.
You just gonna let him go like that? Try and stop him. What? I hate when he does that.
How nice of you to come, Brucey.
I have to admit, I didn't expect a billionaire playboy such as yourself to be the Caped Crusader. But I admit, I love the punchline.
Where's Robin?
You know, it must have been hard for you. Stop me if you've heard it before. An 8-year-old boy is taken by his parents to see a rousing action-adventure film. A grand time is had by all,
But unknown to the young couple, a mysterious figure lies in the shadows.
I'm warning you, Joker.
So serious, aren't you, Bruce? Very well, if you want to get right to dessert, may as well start this party with a bang!
This ends tonight, Joker.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. It really does mean the most. Also, let me know if you want to see more narratives like this. They're an absolute blast to make, and I love coming up with the dialogue and the different camera angles and trying to brainstorm ideas. So if you like it, please let me know in the comments. And if you are at all interested, I do have a Patreon campaign that you guys can go and check out and see if it's something that's worth your time and your money. In there, you are going to get exclusive content that's only for my patrons, including exclusive tutorials. So if you're interested, please go and check it out. Links will be down below. Speaking of which, here is a shout out to all of my patrons. Thank you guys so much. It really does mean the most. You're amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I'm really happy to be back and making the content that I enjoy, and hopefully you enjoy as well. So until the next video, peace.